Hello, welcome back to Taurus Gem Tarot. Today we are going to do some signs for, or some readings for the signs. And I have this cute little bag that my friend got me for my birthday. To pick the signs that I'm going to do. So, let's see. First is going to be Cancer, which is kind of awesome because my friend that gave me this bag is a Cancer. Alright, so I'm going to use this Alchemy deck by Kim Krantz. And let's see what Spirit has to say for Cancer. What messages do you have for Cancer? What messages do you have right now for Cancer? If you like the channel, please subscribe. If you resonate with this video, you like it, please like the video and share it if you think somebody else would be interested. Alright, I'm going to do one more actually. What messages? Alright, let's see. Mars, Aries, which is kind of funny because I was actually starting to do this like a minute ago, and I kind of messed up, so I wanted to start over again, and I felt like maybe, I don't know, there may be a reason for that, but the sign that I had chosen was Aries, which is kind of funny. I think we're kind of crazy. All right, let's see. Mars. With Mars by our side, we can assert ourselves in the world. Our presence is felt and our voice is heard. Like a flame, Mars rises upward and helps us stand strong for what we believe in. Social justice movements are great examples of Mars energy in action. With clarity of purpose, Mars leads us to peaceful change, the upholding of human rights and representing the unrepresented. When Mars appears in a reading, there is strength and vigor required to face the challenges ahead. It may take the form of speaking your truth, getting yourself out of a harmful relationship or job, or getting involved in activist work. As alchemists, we must be very precise with our dosage of Mars, as in uncontrolled amounts it leads to outbursts and violence. Mars is most potent when paired with ahimsa, non-violence. I'll let you see what that word looks like. Maybe you could understand or see what it, let me know in the comments how to see that. Go deeper. Study the history of peaceful protests. To ponder, fighting without fighting. The metal of Mars is iron. To rule with an iron fist illustrates their pairing. If these two cards appear together, you may be doing just that. Oh, so I guess the Iron card. Mars may express itself through nightmares or distraught dreams. Make sure to utilize creativity when this planet is at work. Draw and dream journal as much as possible. Drawing kind of stands out to me in that. Let's see. So I'm kind of feeling like maybe this card is saying to be more assertive and speak your truth and be ready to stick up for yourself, but in not such an aggressive kind of way, not like in such a violent kind of way, but maybe more of an influential kind of way instead of a controlling kind of way. Let's see, what else are we going to grab? I feel like this one. What messages do you have for Cancer right now? What messages do you have for Cancer right now? Sometimes it could be hard being assertive and staying strong for what you believe in. I feel like without getting angry or frustrated, of course you might feel that way, but it's hard to do it without reacting or behaving in that regard, and to do it in a more peaceful, influential kind of way, or just not allowing people to walk all over you because you're not speaking your truth and being assertive. Alright, the Arrow Master, hitting the mark, intention, detachment. Oh, where's my book that goes to this? I feel like maybe we could be hitting the mark. Intention, detachment. Sometimes when we're speaking our truth, the way that we communicate it or verbalize it could also affect how somebody else is receiving it. depending on how you deliver it, it could make somebody feel, or somebody could feel defensive or upset or angered, or and then if you delivered it in a more effective way, it would be, of course, depending on the other person, but you have a better chance of lowering somebody's guard so that they would be more receptive to what you're trying to express to them, or what you're trying to stick up for, what you need to stand up, for. So it might not be your intention to make somebody angry or feel defensive. It might be your intention to speak up about how you're needing to stick up for yourself in some way, whether you're letting somebody know what your needs are or your wants or what would make you happy. Like, I don't know, maybe they did something and you didn't like how they behaved. But I feel like it could be your intention to share your truth with them, hoping for acceptance. And it may not be your intention to open up, to share your truth in a way that would cause them to feel defensive. I don't know. I hope that makes sense to you. I suppose you would probably know whatever you're going through and however that is supposed to be meant to be said to you, or how you're supposed to take that. The Arrow Master. Hitting the mark. Intention. Detachment. The Arrow Master appears to help you target your intentions and teaches you how to shoot straight for the stars. The message is to be deliberate about focusing your dreams and desires with intention and about aligning your intention with spirit. Then let them fly on the wind, directed by the divine until they reach your goal. The only way to hit the target is to allow the arrow of your intention to fly unencumbered by your eagerness to see it travel exactly the way you want it to go. You may think it needs to veer a certain way to reach your goal, but in the visible realms, human power cannot make this happen. The divine has its own idea of how the arrow flies and upon what wind it's carried. Nonetheless, if you don't shoot, you'll never score. This is a fortunate message as long as you remember the law of detachment. If you do, then be assured that you're right on point. The Arrow Master appears to let you know that if you continue on your present course, you could be shooting yourself in the foot. You're being challenged now to take a look at the motives behind why you want to reach your goal at all. This is a path of true destiny, or the lure of fantasy and ego desires. Are you setting your intention to win something away from another, or to get what you want, whether or not it's good for all? Remember also that life is not a competition. The concept of competition is flawed and encourages a perception of lack. Your time will come. Be very clear that you're pointing in the right direction and don't chase your arrow. If your intention is to find an easier, softer way or a shortcut to your goal, it's time to give that up, since it won't work in the long run. Don't be seduced by quick get-it-now ideas. This is the time to ask for the highest intentions to replace the old ones. Sometimes a new set of arrows and another target altogether are needed. Then you can never miss your mark. I kind of feel like sometimes when we have to speak our truth, we might be too focused on the outcome of the delivery of our truth. And I feel like what I'm hearing or what I'm seeing is to be able to learn to detach yourself from the outcome, what we think the outcome might be. Because sometimes we spend so much time focusing on, well, what's going to happen after I say this, that we kind of work up our own emotions. And that I think actually kind of has an effect on how you deliver it. Because if you're feeling like you need to share something with someone, you need to speak your truth, and you're there just thinking of the outcome, and you have this idea that when I say this, this is going to happen, like this person is going to get upset when I say this. So you're already putting into your, like, you're already polluting what you're going to say before you even say it. Because when you say it, you're going to end up being defensive. Because you're defending yourself against the outcome that you have already perceived. So I feel like this is saying to let go of your attachment to the outcome of your truth. Try to not think about what the outcome could be, and just think about what it is that you have to share, so that when you go up and talk about it, you're not already stressed out because of what you think is going to happen. Sometimes also we can say, well, this is something that's going to be simple, so I don't think there's going to be any kind of bad reaction to it. But still, and even though we deliver it with a better mindset, the person receiving the truth or the message still might take it differently because they don't know, or they're still maybe needing to, what am I thinking of? Just gather themselves. So they might behave in a way that you didn't see coming. And because you thought that the outcome was going to be pleasant and there wasn't going to be any kind of disagreement or reaction to what you said, it might also cause some other kind of feelings and emotions for you to start feeling like defensive or push back a little bit because you're not understanding that, well, this was so simple. Why aren't you able to process it the way that I imagined in my head? So to be able to let go of your attachment to the outcome and express yourself or your truth, I feel like it could be more helpful in that kind of sense, maybe. Because if you're not expecting any kind of reaction, particularly either way, because you're aware, then it might help you to be aware of how the other person is feeling. And if they do happen to get defensive over something simple, you might have more empathy to recognize, well, this person just needs a minute and they need to catch up, and after that maybe things will be different, or maybe they won't, and you will need to make choices for yourself based off of I guess how that affects you and your energy. All right. I think I'm going to use these cards. Not sure which one this is. It's going to be a surprise. But my child got me these. I believe, I can't remember if it was for my birthday or Mother's Day last year. One more. All right. What do you need? Chrysocolla. I actually love this stone. If you ever have a chance to look it up to fully understand it better, I would definitely recommend. Oh, I'm actually not wearing mine. I was going to say I actually have my bracelet on which I usually always wear since I got it anyway. Let's see if I can look at the table of contents because I have no clue where it's at. Page 55. Chrysocolla. Without water, chrysocolla is simply oxidized copper and silica, but add water, the element of both flow and emotion. The element of both flow and emotion, and voila, magic happens. Water is magical. If you doubt it, imagine our earth without it. With a little H2O, not only does that copper and silica become rather remarkable, it becomes the stone that the Egyptian queen Cleopatra never left home without. Chrysocolla knows that at any moment we're all just a few water droplets away from complete transformation, that each of us can become a person who adds color and dimension to our world. What do you need to bring into your life or your psyche, Chrysocolla asks, to allow you to shift and grow? Because if Chrysocolla is appearing, it's time. Our past informs who we are now and also who we will become in the future. Sometimes we tuck pieces of this past, bits of trauma, our passion, away from our consciousness. These pieces of self lie dormant until we are ready to unpack them and the transformations that they might bring. If you feel ready to unpack your story, knowing it might challenge you, create room for your past by clearing space for an altar. In the center of this cleared space, light a candle for your past self. Call in the shooting blues and greens of Chrysocolla as you gently ask your past to step forward into your present. Over the days and weeks to come, add to your altar as your intuition guides you. As you add each item, ask it what it has to teach you about who you have been and who you are becoming. I guess, that actually says it's a ritual. And you don't have to do that, of course. But if you feel called to, you can choose to do whatever is best for you. Reflection. Soften and shift. Chrysocolla's ability to help smooth out transformation, whether a huge life change or a gentle shift in perspective, made this stone a favorite of the Egyptian queen Cleopatra, who is said to carry a peace with her always. The stone helped her and those around her to relax their attitudes and shift their perspectives, earning Chrysocolla the moniker the wise stone of conciliation. We all have attitudes that have become fixed and calcified, making us feel ornery or even attacked when someone thinks in a different way than we do. Take a moment to do an inventory. Why are your ideas rock hard? Maybe it's the political realm of your thoughts about what type of work you are capable of. Maybe it's an attitude toward a particular person or group of people. What happens if you allow a little water, a little flow into your thought process? Which is interesting because both of these cards also have to do with something similar to what the Chrysocolla is saying. So this is saying to stand strong for what you believe in. And it also talks of being able to stand up for yourself and be strong, but not so much that it creates outbursts and violence. And then this one is making me think of the part where not to control the outcome, because when you're trying to control it, you're trying to make it go your way, the way you want it to go, the way that you envisioned it to go. When the universe or God or whatever you call spirit, whatever you call source, has already got a direction for it to go. That would be the flow, the universe's flow of what your goal is. I'm not sure what your goal is. It could be anything because this is general and there's so many people with so many different situations. Whatever your goal is, try to avoid controlling and just going with the flow and allowing the universe to guide you with the flow instead of resisting and controlling the flow. This one was talking about the attitude and thoughts. Like you're being... Do you think that it's possible that your beliefs in things are so strong that you are closed off to hearing opinions and advice from other people, or thoughts of other people? Maybe like you're just so set on your ideas that standing up for them, you try to stand up for them so hard without recognizing maybe that you don't necessarily need to always stand up for them. You could listen to somebody without focusing or paying attention to whatever your ideas or beliefs are. I feel like not allowing yourself to listen when people are sharing and feeling like the other person's belief is interfering with your belief, you kind of stop listening to them because you start defending or trying to figure out or trying to prove how theirs doesn't make sense because you believe so strongly about yours that the person that's sharing this thought or feeling with you, or vice versa, maybe you sharing with somebody else and feeling this way towards the person receiving, it could be either or, really feels like they aren't listening because they're too busy adding the comments from their opinions of their beliefs and how that interferes with what's being shared. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Or it could be like even yourself. Like, what do you believe in and why do you believe in it? And it is okay to believe in something outside of that. Are you able to expand beyond your own mind and allow yourself to become a part of somebody else's thought or idea? Doesn't mean you have to absorb it or take it, but it also doesn't mean that if you relate to it and you could see how it fits into your belief, or resonate, rather, if you feel like it resonates with you, you could accept it, or any part of it, even if it's not all of it, as an expansion of your own mind. I think something like that. All right. Not sure what this is pertaining to exactly, but I suppose it will make more sense to you than it does to me. So I can relate to it in myself in my own way. Oracle cards we pulled. What are we talking about here? the Emperor, the King of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Nine of Cups. Alright, so I feel like the Emperor to me is like a controller, like he controls things. And the King of Swords is more like in control. He has control over his thoughts. Swords would be your thoughts. So he's in control. I feel like the Emperor here is like the idea of being controlling in like not allowing the universe to flow, like guide you how you're meant to be guided, by detaching yourself from the outcome or the thoughts. The Emperor makes me feel like this one would be being attached to the outcome and trying to control, being attached or to anything really and trying to control your ideas, behaviors of people. And the King of Swords is representing detaching yourself from your thoughts and your control. And how your thoughts control you. You would be detaching yourself from that to avoid keeping yourself feeling stuck when you're not really stuck. You're just feeling like you're stuck, trying to control, which would keep you from finding your happiness. And if you let go, would be the path of getting to the goal that you're trying to reach. What is your goal? What's your goal? Oh, there's two of them. and feeling like maybe you don't want to feel lost or dissatisfied anymore. 3 of Wands in reverse and the 4 of Cups. Maybe finding new ways of thinking, ideas, beliefs, letting things go that no longer serve you will keep you, is what is causing you to feel stuck. What is the Emperor controlling? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And I see that as I feel like not being able to move forward in your work. Not being able to move forward in your work. You're feeling held back or stuck, but not really stuck, just thinking that you're stuck because you need to change, or because you need to rethink about your beliefs and your ideas and how some of them no longer serve you, and integrating or learning new ways of thinking to help you move forward. Six of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. I feel like this is like fairness, consideration, generosity. of your thoughts. Because in the upright, it's like what is the little saying that they have for it? Crying over spilt milk. In a way, you're not recognizing what's in front of you because you're too busy paying attention to what you lost that's behind you. So I feel like this way, this is saying with the King of Swords to not worry too much about what's in the past or the future, to be kind and considerate, generous to yourself with your thoughts by taking control over your thoughts, releasing them, so you could find your happy place. And flow. You're putting in all the work, all this work. Not recognizing maybe that you're making it harder, possibly harder for yourself by resisting letting go of control and flowing towards your Nine of Cups. Personal happiness, fulfillment. Anything else? Transformation, rebirth. That's how you get there. You let go. Let go of control. Stop holding yourself back. Control your thoughts. Meditation helps you release your thoughts. Keeps your thoughts from controlling you. Just thinking. Just learning to meditate and release it, like letting go of constant thinking would be controlling your thoughts, because you're no longer, like, you're learning to not think of things that aren't going to do anything for you. Worrying about the future isn't going to do anything for you, because you don't know what it's going to look like. You don't know when you get there if it's going to be better or worse than what you spent so much time stressing about and worrying about the past. Just teaching yourself to have thoughts instead of thinking, having thoughts without judgments. And that would allow you to transform. I think that I am done with your reading now. Oh yes, I'm not done with your reading now, because I would like to pull you out an affirmation card, and then we'll be done. So your affirmation for today, or for right now, is moving on my phones. This is the deck that I'm using. It is so cute and I love it. There's these little gremlins on the cards that you can, each card has one hidden somewhere and you can look for it. Alright. And what's your card going to be? I think I'm going to take this one. And it says, by healing internally, I make peace with the world. Do you ever point the finger at all the madness around you and blame it for the shortcomings you experience? What if you turned the finger towards yourself? What would you find? External madness can only affect you if you have internal voids that allow it in. When searching for faults, use a mirror and not a telescope. When you heal the shortcomings within, confrontation cannot enter. When you block out unhappiness, all that's left is happiness. Which is actually kind of crazy, because this is talking about looking within and external things affecting your inside peace and the confrontation. I feel like there was a bit of stuff here that talked about, or we talked about, the way that we might deliver things, overthinking because of things outside of us, possibly, that have us overthinking. We can't control people or places or things, but we can control ourselves and what we think, and not allow it to make us crazy and project that internal void that we could possibly be filling. So, by healing internally, I make peace with the world. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did like it, please like the video, subscribe and share, and peace.